the return part to fantasy from the fairway. I know I had to interrupt your halftime of the Toledo Rockets game, opening night of college basketball and junior. I know we've been texting back and forth about this ball game, but I'm very conflicted as a Toledo Rockets fan. They are obviously playing Valparaiso, and they obviously have a special place in my heart. Valpo, who is no longer the Crusaders, apparently. I guess that was a name that needed to be changed. I don't know what a Crusader
Okay.
is or was.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if they had to change that, but what are they now?
Yeah, there are some that needed to change. I don't know what. Maybe someone can leave me a comment and tell me why. But the point of the story is Valpo only down 2 to the Rockets. So I'm very conflicted, not sure who to root for in that one. But we interrupt you watching that one. That game is at the half, and we're going to do some fantasy from the fairway. In the meantime, Jenks, how you been, bro? It's been a minute.
I've been good. It turns out, as you can probably agree here, that when you're an adult, life gets busy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
So it's not the same when we started out last year, both without jobs and
Jobless, yeah.
more or less anything to do.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Here we are, and we're back, and it's the Houston Open, and this will be installment 2 of Fantasy from the Fairway this season, as we did it once, believe it or not. And I forgot this had happened, but man, I was pissed when I clicked back on to find out that Chesson Hadley missed top 25 by 2 spots. So that was frustrating.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I'm in
I'm
in an early hole in the FedEx Cup points 3.3, so a lot of time to get that one under control.
Yeah, we haven't been here for a while, but it sucks. I was 1 week too early on Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So that's the situation from the Shriners way back a couple months ago, but we took some time to get life together, and here we are, Houston Open. We're going strong now. Won't miss a week.
Oh,
maybe.
Well,
we'll find out. So anyway, we're going to the Houston Open, aforementioned. Memorial Park Golf Course. That's going to be Houston, Texas, I would guess. Didn't look it up, but I have a feeling. It's going to be a par 70, which I think you mentioned 5 par 3s. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 3 par 5s and 5 par 3s. It's an interesting course.
What a world. 74, 32 yards. It'll be the second year hosting the event. I didn't put this on there, but the scores were high last time. As you'll see here, instead of previous 3 winners, we bumped that and went with previous 1 winner, since this course has only been played once, and that was Carlos Ortiz at -13, which in the grand scheme of things is not a super low score for the PGA Tour on a lot of these courses, but the cut was +3, I believe, last year. So
yeah, it was just funny. Carlos Ortiz won at 13 under last year, and I believe DJ came in second. And they both shot 5 under on Sunday. So, I mean, to put it in perspective, Carlos Ortiz was 8 under through 3 days.
Yeah. So it's definitely not the easiest course you're going to play. So that is always good for viewing purposes. And, hey, back in the Continental. So I'm thinking maybe PGA Tour live.
Hopefully, yeah.
Unconfirmed. I clicked on multiple weeks in a row. Couldn't find nothing. So I just played Madden instead during the morning hours. But we'll be excited to watch some of that come Thursday in the morning time. So these are the key stats that we looked at. It was a lot of course history and a lot of recent play because it's early in the season. Par 4 scoring average, though, is a key one. Carlos Ortiz was incredible on the par 5s last year because, like I said, tough golf course, not a lot of birdieable holes, and some putting.
Yeah.
Got to putt. He didn't hit a lot of greens even last year when he won. So just get on there and make some putts. Am I right?
Yeah, and it does. It's a little bit unfortunate. We saw Victor Hovland won back-to-back in Mayakoba. It does suck that Ortiz had to withdraw, but is what it is. So we will definitely have a new winner this year.
That we will. And he might come from the 10K night. He might not, but let's get it going 10K and above. Matty Wolf, top spot for both of us at 10-4. I think that's an obvious one, playing really well right now.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy. If you said that a couple months ago, you'd think we're insane. But yeah. He's playing lights out. I think he at 10-4, he's one of the cheaper options in 10K. I think it's a no-brain number 1 for me.
Absolutely. And I remember I wrote about at the start of the season, I was like, let's wait and see what happens. And then he was great, and he's still been great.
Yeah.
So I think the wait and see approach is over. You play him, especially at 10-4. Scheffler, for me, you have him 3, I have him 2. He's been playing well. Feel free to add anything when you get the opportunity, but I think Scotty Scheffler playing quality right now, and a guy that I usually don't have in my lineups had him last week, and that worked out well.
Yep. I mean, he's also going home for this one as well. I think that also that always, plays a factor in. You always want to do better when you're playing at home. For me personally, I went Tyrrell Hatton 2, Scheffler 3, and that's just because Tyrrell Hatton's 10,000, the cheapest option, 10K. Hits it far. He's an all-around great player, and the past 5 winners on the PGA Tour have been international players. So I figure, why not just go with the trend and put him there too.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. And he had a good finish here last year as well. So I got him down there at 5 because Sung J M and Sam Burns are winners this year, and they've been playing well. They give me no reason to not have faith, although Sam Burns at 11-1 12 months ago. I mean, if you told me he was going to be 11-1, I'd stop being friends with you because you'd be so stupid.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy to think about, but Burns, he hits it a long way. He's a good golfer, like you said. He's already won, so it makes sense. 11-1, he fits the course nicely.
And then you got guys like Cam Smith, Tony Finau, also in this range. You got him at 4 and 5, and look, Tony Finau and Cam Smith hasn't played enough to know he does have a good finish, but he hasn't played enough. And Finau's played a couple times, and it hasn't been great. But I respect you having him on there because he's quality, and he could turn it on real quick.
Yeah, personally, I just think my 1, 2, 3 is I probably won't be playing anybody after that.
And that's reasonable for sure. So that's the 10K. That's what you're looking at. So yeah, in a trust factor, I definitely do agree with your top 3. As well as we roll on to that 9K, Jenkins, and Brooks Koepka, thumbs up. It's not a major championship. What's the deal?
Yeah, I guess that is funny to think about. He's 12th in driving distance last year, and for these stats, I'm going off of last year's stats just because we don't have a lot to go off this year. So just for perspective, anything I say will be last year's stats. He did finish 5th here at the event last year, and it is funny you say it's not the Masters or whatnot, but he helped redesign the course, and this was one of the the events that they were considering fully taking out of the PGA Tour. But he helped redesign it. He took away some fairway bunkers. He added slopes here and there around the course. So I just think he has just some personal investment into this tournament. So I think that will be enough to keep him interested in the event. And at 9-9, Brooks Koepka, a fantastic golfer. I think he'll have no problem doing what he did last year and finishing in the top 10. Adam Scott, it's not necessarily a hard no for me, but he does make it to that side just because he's like the biggest question mark out of the main. Yeah. And he is 3 for 3 in cuts this year. He has been playing well. Everything shows that he should be pretty good at this event. He was 32nd here last year. He's 29th in driving distance, 18th strokes gained putting. He should be fine, but once again, he's just a guy I'd like to see a little bit more from before I'm confident and running him out there into my lineups. And Taylor Gooch and Aaron Wise at 9-3 and 9-2 may be the 2 hottest golfers on planet Earth. So I am perfectly fine with going with either of them. Gooch last year finished 4th at this event after shooting 7 under on Sunday, which put him at 9 under for the tournament. So just like we were talking about earlier, he was 2 under through 3 days and managed to shoot the 7 under on Sunday, get into 4th place. But literally Aaron Wise and Taylor Gooch might as well just be Tiger Woods and Phil back in the day because they're just playing incredibly well. There's no reason to think either of them should slow down this week, considering Gooch was 4th here last year. Aaron Wise was 11th here last year. So perfectly good with both of those. And then Patrick Reed is going to be a no for me. His last 4 finishes on the PGA Tour have been 135th, 68th, 2nd, and 56th, with that 2nd place finish being at the Bermuda. He's tied 82nd in par 3s. scoring for last season and 149th in driving distance. I just don't think this is a good course for Patrick Reed. I don't have anything against Patrick Reed. I think he'll do just fine this year, like he does every year. But for now, I'm gonna stay away from him. And that takes us into that.
Let me jump in here real quick. 1913 was the last time the Akron Zips beat Ohio State Buckeyes in basketball. They have lost 41 straight against ranked opponents, and they now lead by 1 with 6 seconds to play against Ohio State on the opening night of college basketball. Ohio State will have to go the length of the floor in 6 seconds, which they can do. And to fill you in here, Akron hit a 3 while being fouled to get the 4 points and take the lead with 6 seconds left. So the ball will now be inbounded by Ohio State, and that's not going to get it done. So we're pushing. They get it across. They take another timeout. So there's going to be 3.2 to left. They advance the basketball. The number 17 team in the country is on the ropes here, folks, and the Akron Zips might be able to come out with the win. But until they come back from this timeout, tell me about Russell Henley and Jason Kokrak, would you please?
Yeah, congratulations to anybody who has Akron in a parlay. I'm sure there's probably no one, but if you are that person, congratulations. Russell Henley at 89. He's just a guy like Patrick Reed. I think Russell Henley will have a great season this year, but this is not a venue that I like him at. 162nd in driving distance, 105th putting. He did finish tied 29th here last year, but I'm going to stay away from Russell Henley when there are people that I like more here in this 8K range. Jason Kokrak is one of those people. He did not play this event last year, but his stats perfectly line up for a good showing here. He's 21st last year in driving distance, 6th on tour and putting last year, and also tied 6th in par 3 scoring last year. So 5 par 3s in this course, very long course, and of course you need to putt at. You can check off all those boxes here for Jason Kokrak.
He had it!
Did they?
Ohio State starts something. Oh my goodness, the parlay is alive. Are you kidding me? What a play design. Big man I'm so sorry. Big man at the 3 line. They inbounds it to him. I'm like, what in the world's happening? And it was a great call because Akron, the big man defender, came up to guard him, and the guard snuck in the forward snuck in and hit the layup. Got fouled a little bit. Looks like there was some contact. No call. Bucket is good. 67-66. Absolute crusher if you're a Zips fan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, leading with 6 seconds to play at whatever Ohio State's gym is called. That is incredible. You got to feel for those kids. But holy crap, I didn't think I was going to be sweating out like one of the parlay with Ohio State minus 2,000 tonight. But sure as heck didn't cover the spread. They win the game outright. The Buckeyes survive night 1 of college basketball. Holy cow. Jenkins, please take us back to who you were talking crap about. Probably Leishman. Unconfirmed. By the way, Valpo Toledo tied at 44.
I actually was just about to get to Leishman, and I am going to talk some crap about him.
Good.
But if you were the person I was congratulating just a couple of minutes ago who bet on the Zips, I am sorry. That's a devastating blow.
Hey, if you took the points, because it was definitely more than a half.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. All right, Mark Leishman, 124th driving distance, 65th putting, tied 33rd, par 3s at 87. He's just somebody I'm going to stay away from this week. Don't like the way he fits this course. Maverick McNeely, he's been playing really, really well. I was a bit surprised to see him at 8,500 here, but he did finish 20th at this event last year, 77th driving distance, and tied 33rd par 3 scoring. He should have another pretty good finish here this year. Seamus Powers, a guy I'll stay away from, 113th driving distance, 72nd putting, 82nd par 3 scoring, and he did not play this event last year, so it will be his first time playing the course. I'm going to stay away from him. Shane Lowry, it's quite surprising to see him thumbs up because I would say most of the time in fantasy from the fairway, he spent his time in the thumbs down. But we do like Shane Lowry here. tied 11th last year at the event, 65th driving distance, 64th par 3 scoring. I think this is very, very cheap for Shane Lowry, and I think he'll be just fine here. Lanto's another guy I like, which
Surprising.
Lowry and Lanto, McNeely and Kokrak.
Yeah, what
Just
horrible.
it's a weird return for fantasy from the fairway, but we do like Lanto. Tied 58th at the event last year, which I mean isn't great, but he did make the cut. He's 48th driving distance, 34th putting, and 50th par 3 scoring. Lanto should be just fine here this year. And then we come to the last player in the 8K range, which is Max Homa. He finished tied 48th at this event last year. However, 118th putting and 100th par 3 scoring. That's good enough for me to not consider playing Max Homa this week. And with that, we'll get over to you in the 7K.
Glad to hear it. Clemson, by the way, as we look to leg 2 of the parlay, is down by 10 at home, down by 8. They just scored for the first bucket in 2.5 minutes. Down by 8 to Presbyterian. Sounds like a disease. They are losing by 8. So this is incredible. Virginia Commonwealth is also in trouble night 1. This is just borderline disaster at this point, parlay-wise. So good thing we don't talk about college basketball betting because this is a yikes scenario playing out right in front of my eyes on the Hard Rock Sportsbook app. So with that, we'll go to the 7K. And there's some surprising ones on here as well. And we should just start with Mackenzie Hughes, who is at $7,900, most expensive guy in the 7K. And it's incredible. He's 3 for 3 this year. He's playing well. He finished T7 here last year as well. You got to play these guys while they're warm, and Mackenzie Hughes is red hot. So he's definitely an option here. Some other guys not listed thumbs up at the top of the 7K would be EVR and Harold Varner, the 1, 2, 3 third. Start with EVR, T20 here last season. He's made some cuts this year. He's been all right. Harold Varner, T15 here last season. He is 3 for 4 this season. So all quality options. But if I had to rank them, give me Mackenzie Hughes first. Harold Varner, the third, would be second, then EVR. Pereira, you know who I'm talking about? Matito or whatever?
Mito.
Don't trust him. Has not earned my trust yet. You will not see him thumbs up or thumbs down because he is kind of good, but I do not trust him at this price even yet.
Yeah, I forget who you were talking about at some point last year, but you were talking about how they were just nothing short of electric on the Corn Ferry Tour. I think Mito is probably a good second to whoever you were talking about there.
Yeah, I do remember that. I just can't remember who it was. I'm sure they were definitely not electric. The first thumbs down will be Brendan Grace, who was just absolutely dreadful here last season. Has played okay to start the season, but don't trust Grace here. He was really bad here last year, so I'd stay away from him. Gary Woodland also going to be a no. Bad here and bad this year. Staying away from Woodland. Streelman also has not translated this year. Bad last year. He was cut from this event last year as well. So Streelman is going to be a no. Jonathan Vegas, an option, potentially a flyer. He did not come in last year, T44 to be exact. But, he is an option. And if you look at the thumbs up graphic, you see here a gentleman by the name of Chad Ramey.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Chad. At $7,500, he's been playing his buns off on the golf course, a T14 at the Schriders, a T17 at the Bermuda. Ramey did a lot of Corn Ferry Tour, most likely electric. Didn't look into those stats as deep as I probably should have. Chad has been really good this year. I think he takes advantage of a good course, putts it well as well. So I like this guy this week. And going forward, just to see what he turns into. Old Ramey, could be Ramey, could potentially a couple other ways you could say it, but we're just going to roll with CHAD, call him Chad. Cam Davis was DFL after the cut last season, so he was last, but he did make the cut and got paid, so that is an option. Jason Day, for the first time ever, I think is thumbs up when I'm in charge of him. He is 1 for 1 this season. Yes, 1 for 1. And he finished T7th here last season. Might not be a lot of options to play Jason Day, but maybe consider it this week. in Houston. CT paying 4 for 4 this season. They just call him money bags because anytime you play him in your DraftKings, he gets you points. CT is definitely an option, just doesn't make the graphic. Emiliano Grillo at 73 is not an option. He's been horrible all year. He was cut here last season. Don't know what's going on in Bradenton right now, but Grillo is not having it.
Yeah, I think he withdrew.
Did he? Good.
I'm not certain, but I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably be the smart move if you're him. You're not going to.
It's fair enough.
He's having a rough go of things so far this year. Unconfirmed on Grillo, but either way, don't play him. I would not consider it. Harry Higgs is an option. Don't love him, don't hate him, but he is a good option. How about Taylor Moore? You know Taylor Moore?
Can't say I do.
Corn Ferry guy. He's played well. T17 at Sanderson, T24 at Shriners. Very good putter, very quality putter. Taylor Moore, he's an option at the bottom of the 7K. Brian Harmon, bro, is bad right now.
Yeah.
I played Brian Harmon a couple weeks ago, and I was like, dang, why is he so cheap? Because I wasn't like locked in because, Fantasy from the Fairway was on break. I can tell you why he was so cheap. He's been horrible. Very, very bad. So you have to stay away from Brian Harmon. Ryan Palmer's going to make the cut. Don't you worry about that. At $7,100, it seems pretty cheap for a guaranteed made cut. That's what Ryan Palmer's going to give you each and every week, especially this week. Martin Laird playing well at 7 on the dot. T11, T22 in his last 2. He was cut here last year, but it's a new year, I guess. He's playing well.
Yeah,
Norlander.
I like the Martin Laird love.
Yeah, Martin Laird, quality guy, doesn't get enough love in the PGA Tour circles. And my guy Henrik Norlander, 4 for 4 this season, but he is a god awful putter, really bad. But 4 for 4, he's getting them to go in somehow. Maybe a lot of chip ins, I don't know. And how could I forget that per the usual? It's a new year. Some things never change. If you're familiar with Fantasy from the Fairway here, and per the usual, Ches Reavie is a note. Let's go to the 6K. Starts over in the 6-9 range. We got Tom Hogue. Don't call him Hoagie. We got Russell Knox, both at 69, both quality options. Hogue is 5 for 6 this year in cuts, so he's really getting it done. And he said he's going to try to win the FedEx Cup in November. Everybody else is going to try like March through July, but he's going to try in November and December. So we'll see how that works out for him. Russell Knox, T15 in his last start, 3 for 5 this season. Did well in this event last year. So those are both options. Those are a lot of guys that you'd recognize their names in the 6-9 range. Those two are the best options. Adam Long is back from the dead. I don't know where he was last year, but I found him and he's playing well. T11 last year, 3 for 5 this year. All of those finishes are top 30, and he's been incredible with the flat stick. Adam Long's in my lineup. He should be in yours, probably. I am scared a little bit, but I have a good feeling. JJ Spawn is another guy that I have in my lineup against all odds. 2, 6, 8 guys. It is what it is. He's 4 for 5 this year. His last 2 were T7 and T27. Again, been incredible with the flat stick. So give me some JJ Spawn against all odds. Pat Perez is going to be a no. I don't need to explain it more than that. Grayson Sigg is a guy who's 4 for 5 this year. T22 and T23 in his last 2 starts on the tour. A lot of Corn Ferry Tour for Grayson, but making a PGA Tour start this week. Sepp Straka is interesting. He was on the graphic, then I deleted him because I kind of backtracked a little bit. Missed his first 3 cuts this year. Made his next 3. So he's 3 for 6, but 3 out of his last 3. T5 last season here, so that is an option with Sepp Straka if he continues the hot play. I'm going to ask you this, Junior. Denny McCarthy, he finished T38 here last season. T15 last week. He forgot how to putt. I called him the best putter on the planet. He forgot how to putt. If you had to guess where he is on strokes gained putting on tour right now.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Probably like 50th around there.
Yeah, 121.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to this dude, but
fall from grace for Denny McCarthy.
It's incredible. So, but all that being said, I think he's an option. He's playing better with all the other clubs, and eventually the putter will come back to him. So, Denny McCarthy.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened because he sucked at everything else.
Yeah,
So maybe he actually just figured out how to golf and then forgot how to putt.
It is possible. Unlikely, but possible. So Denny McCarthy, though, is an option. But he doesn't make the graphic because my guy Bobby Streb at 66, he's playing well. He's 3 for 4 this season. His best finish is T9. He's been quality all year. Good putter, Bobby Streb. Could consider it. Nate Lashley makes the graphic as well at 6'5". T38 here last season. He's 5th on tour in putting this season. Been quality, the guys in the thumbs down. Stewart, I believe, is 1 for 4 this year on cuts. Stenson really hasn't done anything in like 2 years. And that's no disrespect. It's just a fact. Dylan Fertelli is another guy who's had some struggles of late. And Naismith has not been good yet this season. As we go to the 6'4 to 6'0, I love Vincent. This guy, I don't know what the deal with him is, but every course that he goes to, his game just automatically translates there. Guy's incredible. Makes every cut. He's 70th on tour putting. Like, he's just the definition of quality. So getting him at 64 is a deal. JT Poston is a horrible putter. He's in the 200s, but I couldn't really find any other options. He finished T20 here last season. He is tied 96th in par 5 scoring. I don't even know why I wrote that down. But JT Poston at 63 is an option. Graham McDowell, I know for sure, makes thumbs up for the first time ever. He is 2 for 3 this season, including T12 at the Bermuda. He was tied for 44th here last year. So Graham McDowell, I believe, is an option this week. 61, you got Kramer Hickok. T30 at the Bermuda, T57 at Zozo, T58 last year here. At this point, you're just looking for a made cut. Kramer might be able to give it to you. And against all odds, Junior, a graphic with McDowell and Haas.
Yeah.
So Bill Haas has a little bit of the Sepp Straka effect. He missed his first 2 cuts, but he's made his last 3. He was T45 last week. I think you're getting a made cut from Bill Haas, who, by the way, won the FedEx Cup. You might not know that, but I do because I have him on a flag. So that is the 6'4 to 6'0 as we come to the Houston Open picks. Obviously, I'm already in the hole. Okay, Clemson has taken the lead. I'm not sure.
About to ask.
I'm not sure how. Oh, they've made 5 of their last 6 field goals. Okay, very good. Yeah, so in the time I did that, they've overcome the 10-point deficit to Presbyterian. That's good. We'll check on Virginia Commonwealth as well as we get ready for these picks. Apparently, you have to type in Virginia Commonwealth basketball. Yeah, they're going to win it by 3. So another team that did not cover the spread but won the game outright are the Virginia Commonwealth Rams. They beat St. Peter's. Why can nobody beat any of these schools? St. Peter's, Akron, and Presbyterian. What are we doing on a Tuesday night? But whatever. Not the point. Junior, you got the lead here, so I'm going to pick first. I'm just going to get it out of the way. I know you were probably going to pick this guy. Give me Taylor Gooch.
Yeah, I respect.
Playing well in the lineup already. So I will take Taylor Gooch here to win in Houston. And as they say, better late than never. So he might miss the cut and I might be late, but if I don't pick him now, it's probably never.
Yeah, and that's the exact reason I'm going Aaron Wise.
I respect it. I'll let you go first, top 25 if you so choose.
You talked me into it. Give me Vincent Whaley.
Hey, look, he's very good. Like I'm not even like
I picked him last year and he came through for me.
Like no cap, he's very, very good. I'll go Adam Long. But here's the thing about Vincent Whaley, like literally, I don't have the number in front of me, so I'm not gonna make it up. He makes every cut.
Yeah, no.
Like he finishes like 30 to 45. Like it's not great finishes. Yeah. He makes every cut, and it's almost incredible that his game translates to every single course he goes to. But yeah, I'll take Adam Long. I think he's playing well right now. It's a boom or bust thing. Like I said, all of his finishes have been inside the top 30 if he makes the cut. I'm no stranger to coming in last in every statistical category at the end of the season to Fantasy from the Fairway. So if I have something to lose, I might as well start now with Adam Long in the top 25. Junior, that's going to do it for the Houston Open Fantasy from the Fairway. We're back. We're better than ever. And we'll be back next week with the RSM Classic held right over here. Sea Island, Georgia. Might have to make an appearance up there. I need Jason Day. I need Adam Scott on some flags. Might have to make an appearance. You calling in sick or what?
We'll see. I honestly feel sick right now. Anyways, from the whole quit the Jewel situation.
And W's in the chat for Jenkins bettering his life, and that's what we like to see. So that'll do it. I will talk to you next week before the RSM Classic for the Houston Open. Gooch and Long, Wise and Whaley. The W's in the chat because he picked Wise and Whaley, and because he's bettering his life. That's going to do it. Let's hope Clemson pulls this one off, keeps the parlay alive. We'll talk to you next week, Junior. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Peace.